Hey, everybody on the internet, what's up? It's Alan Lenczycki, and I want to tell everybody out there to leave Britney alone. I mean, won't you please leave Britney alone? Well, I'm not going to leave her alone today. I want to name drop Britney Spears, my favorite pop star, and I think everybody else's too. But you probably remember it, depending on your age, that in 2004, our beloved Britney Spears got an annulment. Okay, she got married to a very fine gentleman in the beautiful city of Las Vegas, Nevada, and I guess regretted it. That or her PR team told her to regret it. And so she received an annulment with only 55 hours into the marriage. And the annulment is a sort of an interesting thing. If you can get an annulment, if you can qualify for an annulment, it's far, far better than a divorce because it is the court telling everybody this marriage didn't ever take place. It wasn't valid. Well, what are some reasons in Illinois for an annulment? So, okay, in Illinois, you can get a divorce for literally any reason, just because we have irreconcilable differences. And that means I just don't like him anymore. I just don't like her anymore. Or the other reasons, she cheated on me, I'm drinking too much, I can't get it up, whatever. Those are reasons that you can get a divorce. An annulment has really, really strict criteria that have to be met, where the court is saying, look, this marriage just couldn't even happen in the first place. One of the big ones is incapacity. This is why my wife, she used to do wedding planning. She would make sure that the groom doesn't get drunk, or the bride doesn't get drunk before the wedding, because if you're drunk as a skunk, you can't consent to the important ceremony of marriage and the important change of your rights and relationship to the other party, to your new husband or wife, and honestly to the government. The government now, when you get married, treats you as one person with the marital estate. And if you're drunk as a skunk, or you have some other reason to be incapacitated, like mental illness, okay, or something else, you're high on drugs or something like that, that incapacity means you weren't able to consent to the marriage at the time, and so therefore it's grounds for an annulment, but fast. You don't have long. You've got to abide by real strict timelines. You can't say, well, 20 years ago I was drunk at my wedding, so now I want to annul it. Okay, you've got 90 days. All right. A second reason might be fraud. Okay, fraud is where you're tricked into getting married, and that's a really complicated one. And it's got lots and lots of reasons and lots of case law about things that are fraud and that aren't fraud. So if you feel like you've been defrauded into being married, let me know and we can take a look at it. Another thing might be bigamy. All right, let's say that you married somebody and you realize that that person is already had been married to somebody else. Well, that's the crime of bigamy. You can't get married if you've already been married to somebody else and not yet divorced. Okay. And the same for your spouse. If your spouse is already married to somebody else and not divorced, you can't marry him or her. Okay. That would be the crime of bigamy. And it's grounds for an annulment in Illinois. Okay. Um, this is kind of funny. I mean, whatever. I don't think I'll ever mature out of about the seventh grade mentality sometimes. But when you have the inability to consummate the marriage, right, in a sexual sense. So when you don't have sexual intercourse, that can be grounds for an annulment. Okay. And lastly, if you're related closely, like let's say you take 23andMe, you found out she's my half sister. Okay. That's grounds for annulment. Anyway, to get an annulment, you've got to file a petition for invalidity with the courts. And there are really strict time limits, as I said. So if you feel like you were just not able to consent, if you feel like you were defrauded or tricked, or you wound up remembering that you were already married, or find out that she was, or she's your cousin or sister, give me a call. I'm Alan Lenczycki. Thanks a lot.